Okay, now we can start. Welcome to the Reiki and Meditation Circle. Thank you so much for being here today. And I think I heard most of you where you're from. So let's start with who's here from New York. Okay, a lot of you. Okay, and then who is from New Jersey? Okay, and then I think I heard Wisconsin, right? Yay, Wisconsin. And where else? Oh, yes, Texas. Yes, Texas is in the house, right? And can you put it in the chat if I missed your place that you're from? Anyone else from anywhere else? And let's see, is there anything on the chat? Okay, so maybe, oh, Illinois. Okay, Illinois, awesome. Okay, and oh, right, Vermont. You're in Vermont now. That's right. Originally from New York. Okay, so we got quite a few states covered, at least what, 5 or 6 of them. Okay, so let's see. So who met me in person? Who met me in person? Oh, interesting. Okay. And then who met me virtually? Right. Yes, Joey, I met you for the first time today, but I already met, right? And then who in here this is your first time meeting me? Let's see. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I was just mentioning how when it's such a tiny square, and if I didn't remember your name, or sometimes, a lot of people hop on the Zoom with their partner's name or their children's name or something. And then if you get a haircut, then I won't be able to recognize you. So I just wanted to make sure I know who you are. And please don't be offended if I didn't remember you, but I think now I got you all covered. And then I wanted to find out, why did you come here tonight? So who came here because you wanted to release some stuff from 2020? Anyone in here wanted to release some stuff? Okay, good. Good. I am ready for that for you. And then who came here to relax? Anyone came here to relax? Okay, some of you, good. But I think it's a bigger turnout for people who want to release stuff from 2020. And then who love Reiki. I know not everyone in here is not a Reiki practitioner, but okay, good. Oh, quite a few of you came here for Reiki. Okay, that's good. And who just came here just to see my face? Anyone? Thank you for being so kind. Thank you. Great. Okay, so the plan is I will talk a little bit about Reiki for those of you who doesn't know what Reiki is. And then we will be doing the meditation. So the guided meditation will be taking most of the time. And do you have journal or notebook near you? Because I would be asking you, and if that's your practice, if you feel up for it at the end of meditation, that I will ask you to journal some things. So it is up to you, but you may want to keep a notebook, or I mean, if you're someone who types on your device, I'm sure you have device right in front of you that you're using Zoom with. So, but I just want you to have that ready, so that way when you're done with your meditation, that you are able to do that right away. And then we will do a group reiju, which is a spiritual blessing. And there's no religious association, but there will be a Reiki blessing at the end. So the main content will be about 60 to 70 minutes. And I put 90 minutes on there because I figured that some of you may have some questions, or some of you, I haven't seen you in a while. So luckily I get to chat with some of you before the event. But if you wanted to stay and chat with me, let's do that. So that's why I allotted 90 minutes, but the main content will probably be somewhere between 60 to 75 minutes. So are you guys all ready for the event? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and one of the things that I ask you is because you're all in this small small box that if you could just like nod or put thumbs up, or like there's this reaction thing on Zoom that you can put like heart or thumbs up, or yes, that kind of stuff, thank you, then it'll make it much easier for me, because I can't tell if your face is smiling or being angry, or you like don't care or anything like that. Thank you. Oh, everyone, thank you. Awesome. Yes. So that will make it easier for me to lead. So thank you so much. Okay. So for those of you who does not know me, my name is Michelle Shinagawa, and I am originally from Japan, and I live in New York City. I've been in New York probably about 20 years now. So I'm more New Yorker than Japanese. And I am a Reiki master teacher, also relationship coach, neuro movement practitioner, chakra therapist, aromatherapist, spiritual counselor, and Komari space life organizer, and many other things. So you can just think of me as a transformational geek. For those of you who know me, you know that, or Reiki geek, or transformational one-stop shop. So I have quite a few tools under my belt because I just love learning. So that's me. And if you want to find out more about me, I have a website that you can go check out, about me page. And then let's talk about what is Reiki. So who knows in here what Reiki is? Okay. So half of you. So the other half of you. So I'm just gonna tell you, share with you what Reiki is. So Reiki is a life force energy that you're surrounded by. So it's the energy that you already have around you. And you know how when you have a headache, you often put your hands on your head and you feel like, oh yeah, I feel a little bit better. Or you automatically often just like, oh, I have a headache. Or like, oh, I have a stomachache. And maybe you can't see me, but you put your hands on your tummy. And that's us actually unconsciously using the energy to heal ourselves. So Reiki is the energy that surrounds us, the spiritual life force energy that surrounds us. And what I do is I teach the system on how to utilize it. So Reiki works on your body. It helps to increase your immune system. It gives you more energy. It gives you relaxation. Many of the U.S. hospitals has Reiki practitioners there, and I get commissioned to go to some of the hospitals to work on patients there too. So I don't work for the hospital. I work for my clients who commission me to go often like work with their dad or their mom who just came out of the surgery or something like that, because it helps with the natural body's ability to be able to heal. So it is widely accepted in the medical field as well in the US. And for those of you who doesn't know anything about it, and then also it works mentally and spiritually. So most of my client who comes for Reiki session nowadays, Reiki virtual session, they come with maybe the anxiety or fear. Some people come because they feel lost. I mean, who did not feel lost this year? Maybe I should just change the question. Be like, who felt lost this year at some point in this in this year, right? Like we just this was kind of a very special year where it was very different. So and because you can't see people in person, but the Reiki luckily works virtually as well. So I worked with a lot of clients who are feeling lost, and also Reiki can help you feel connected to yourself. So many of my students as well, I teach Reiki as well. Some of you in here are my students. So great to see you. Many of my students find their life purpose or direction to be in alignment with their mission that they are happy about and with their life, and thrive even in the adversary like 2020. In 2020, I was actually leading a what it turned out to be 11-month program of Reiki Master Program. Normally it's only like few months, but this one turned into much longer because of pandemic. And my Reiki master students were thriving. They were sharing their light while the rest of the world seems like they're focusing on the dark. So it works well with mentally and spiritually and physically as well. So if you want to find out more about Reiki or Reiki session or Reiki class, shoot me an email and I'll be happy to guide you to the right direction. So now you get to know a little bit about me and what Reiki is. I wanted to share with you, why am I doing this Reiki circle at this particular meditation? Anyone interested? Maybe you can give me a nod. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, sorry. Oh, thank you. I love participation. Yeah, so if you were thinking like, I'm just gonna sit back and eat popcorn, I'll be asking you for some participation. So I appreciate it. Thank you. So I live in New York City, where the pandemic hit the hardest in March, and many of you also are from New York, so you know what I'm talking about. For a while in March, it seemed like we were in another planet compared to the rest of the world. And then unfortunately, the rest of the world also caught up too. But because of all the tools that I have, I was able to stay positive and shine my light to guide other people, and also help them see the gift in the situation. So I thought that, okay, I'm good with it. But and past few months, because I'm not going outside, I became friend with a lot of people from around the world, and they're all asking like, oh, hey, how's it going? And oh, how was it? I heard it was really bad. And most of the time I'm like, oh yeah, it was hard, but you know what? I found so many gifts in the situation. And like some of my friends are like, when you say it was hard, your face is smiling. It doesn't sound like it was hard. So I'm like, okay, I think I got over it. I think I'm good with it. And then I watched Grey's Anatomy last month. Who knows Grey's Anatomy? Anyone here? Okay, good. Most of you know at least what that is. Who watches it? Did anyone watch the latest season here? No. Oh, no one in here. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't watch that much television, or this is the only show that I watch. And for those of you who doesn't know what Grey's Anatomy is, it's a television show about doctors at the hospital, like ER, if you ever watched ER. So when the new season came on, this is the first show I watched that was created post-pandemic. And they were wearing masks, they're at the hospital, and people are dying. And as I was watching it, I started to cry. I remember the time, what it was like when I walked outside my apartment and breathing air was like, I felt like the breathing air was going to kill me. Did anyone feel like that this year at some point, right? Yeah, that came back to me. So I thought that I worked on myself, and I was like, that was past, I'm good, but I wasn't. So I worked on myself and I'm good now. I can watch Grey's Anatomy. I did all that so that I can watch Grey's Anatomy. And then I was thinking, wow, you know what? I have all these tools and I still am struggling with it. And I wanted to do this meditation so that way, those of you who may still be struggling like I was, or maybe you don't even know when you think you're over, to be able to release what has happened in 2020. So so the theme is, let's crash the old energy that's not serving you anymore, and then have fun with 2021. Are you guys up for that? Okay, thank you. So I had this photo. Let me see if I can share that with you. I think all of you must have seen this one. So I'm just gonna share this photo for a second. Right, you guys saw that. This is how I was putting the event together. So we'll be using this image as part of your visualization. So I want you to, you can probably tell this is me in purple, my favorite color. So can you imagine yourself being this? What is your favorite color? And then, if you can just grab that image in your head for now, and then we'll go to the meditation. And at some point, I'm gonna ask you to remember this image. So are you guys all good? Like, can you remember this image that you are this big, ginormous person with this little problem in here? So that will be coming up later. Are you guys all good with it? You got the image? Okay, so I'll turn this off. Okay. So then one of the thing that I would like you to know is that what often happens is when there's something that's maybe a little bit hard for you, that you're not ready to deal with, that comes up, then we often just shove it under, like the dust bunnies. Like we keep collecting the dust and then we just like keep shoving it under the couch, or we don't even know it's accumulating and we won't deal with it, so we just keep collecting. So what we're going to do in this meditation is to have you actually gather all the dust bunny from under the couch, like all the emotions that you shoved under this past year. So that way you can vacuum it or swipe it clean, wipe it down. But if you just keep it under the couch, then you'll always be there and it will just keep accumulating. Does that make sense? So, and the other thing is, when we experience pain, we need to complete our cycle. What we often do, like, let's say like I hit my elbow somewhere, right? And then what we often do is like, ouch, and then like I try to forget it. Like I'll try to remove it from wherever it hurt me. Like let's say like I knocked it on my computer, then I'll be like, ow, and then like I'll just try to forget it. I try not to feel them. But what I was told and what I have discovered is that if you actually experience the pain, right? Let's say I did it with my laptop. If I kept it there and if I fully experience the pain will go away way quicker than if I try to ignore. So next time, if you bump your leg somewhere, oh, thank you for the heart. If you bump your leg somewhere or you bump your arm somewhere, then don't just try to forget it. If you actually want to feel less pain overall, then you want to actually complete the cycle of the pain. So with that theory, what I would like to do is actually have you feel maybe the sadness or the anxiety or all that emotion that might have been too much for you to feel last year. And maybe you weren't expecting it to be such a deep meditation today, but I know that I saw a lot of you raise your hand for releasing portion. So you take on as much as you can. And also, please note, this is a group meditation. So I would ask you to be conscious of how much you can handle it. When I do one-on-one session and when I do releasing session, I can actually calibrate the intensity for whatever you need. But since this is a group meditation, I just need you to also be conscious of how much you can handle so you can calibrate on your own. And like I said, I'll have this meditation recording on YouTube later on, so you'll be able to do it again. So if you need to maybe not fully complete the cycle or not go so deep this time around because maybe that's too much for you, that's okay. So if you can just be conscious of how much you can handle and do as much as you can. Does that make sense? And are you guys ready? Did I scare you? Are you guys okay? Okay, good. Okay. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, very good. So, if you're ready, if I didn't scare you enough, then let's have you sit comfortably and close your eyes. Okay. And take a nice deep breath in to connect to yourself. And breathe out. Breathing in again to connect to yourself even more. And breathe out. So, with your eyes closed, before we go into the deep place where you will be completing your cycle for pain, I would like you to have a resource for you. So, with your eyes closed, think of the time when you were laughing really, really hard. You were having so much fun, and you're just laughing, and you almost peed in your pants, and it was so funny. And you're with your favorite person, and it's just like there was nothing wrong in the world. You are just laughing and being light. So, can you gather that emotion? And can you squeeze your right hand while you're feeling that laughter, the fun, the safety you feel by being with your favorite person, and keep laughing and keep squeezing your right hand with it. So gather all that emotion and keep your right hand, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So put all your fun on your right hand. Okay, and now you can let it go. So just so you know, anytime maybe the meditation gets too intense for you, then you can squeeze your right hand and bring back that feeling of the laughter, the safety, the lightness. Okay, so let's start with the stuff that you want to release. So now I want you to gather the emotions that you experienced in 2020 that you want to release, that you may still be holding on to. And maybe you can think of the situations that you felt those emotions. Maybe your trip got canceled. Maybe you got less hours at your work. Maybe your clients are canceling. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you work less hours. And maybe the emotion you had was anxiety, or whatever the emotion that you had that was right for you. So gather all that emotion. So bring out the dust bunnies from under the couch. And maybe you had to adapt to a new way. Maybe how you work or how you grocery shop or how you interact with people. And that gave you frustration or whatever is the right emotion for you that you just tucked under and decided not to feel completely. If you want to complete that cycle, bring that out and feel that feeling. Maybe you cannot go to places freely anymore. Maybe you kept hearing bad news and got depressed. So if that is your emotion, bring that out and start to feel that feeling. At any point, if it gets too much for you, squeeze your right hand and bring your lightness. But if not, let's keep going. So gather all the emotions. Maybe you felt anxiety or sadness or fear or whatever emotion you experience. And all that emotion that you actually want to release, you want to bring it up now. Maybe seem counterintuitive, But like I said, you need to bring out the dust bunnies if you're going to clear them. If you kept it under the couch, it will never go away. So let's keep bringing out the dust bunnies. Maybe you or someone that you love got sick and you were scared. If that's your emotion, you bring it up. Maybe someone who's dear to you passed on and you're devastated. If that is your emotion, you bring it up as much as you can that you're able to in this moment. Whatever else that happened to you that you want to release, that causes you to have that emotion that you want to release, keep bringing that up. Maybe it wasn't something that happened to you, but something that you're afraid that it was going to happen to you. Maybe you watched some news or you heard someone else that happened and you were afraid that it was going to happen to you. If that's the case, bring out that emotion and gather them all. So I'm going to give you another minute of quietness so that you can bring out whatever emotion that you want to release as I hold this space for you. So I'll just be quiet for another minute or so that way you don't have any interference from me to gather whatever emotion that you want to bring. Okay, now you have all the emotions that you've gathered up until now. And don't worry, there may be more, but you can always do this meditation later. So now you have all these emotions. Maybe you can put it down. Now that you started to experience them, maybe you can separate yourself. So remember the image of me, the ginormous purple thing, and the little people there? So now what I want you to do is your emotion or the situation, the trouble that you're experiencing, or maybe you're still experiencing, or all that emotion that you have that you want to release, I want you to pick it up and put it on the ground. So just imagine that you pick it up and take it off your body and put it on the ground. And maybe you can visualize the emotion of anxiety, sadness, fear, or whatever event that's no longer serving you, getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Maybe it was filling up your whole body before, and now it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And now you're getting bigger. You're growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So just like that image, you're growing. You're way bigger than those emotions. And you're way bigger than those problems. You're way bigger than those situations. And if you can think of a role model, that can crush those problems, worries. It could be a Superman or Superwoman. It could be gorilla. You could have a ribbon on your hair as a gorilla, or it could be the Hulk. So if you can think of someone, or fictional or real, that will just crush all these things, all these emotions that you want to release, all these situations, worries that you want to release. There's someone who will just be able to do it like that. I want you to imagine that person or that figure right in front of you. And it could be your spiritual teacher if you have someone like that. It could be a deity that you admire. It could be someone in your religion. It could be a saint. So I want you to picture that person or that entity right in front of you. And now I want you to step in. I want you to step into your role model who just crush all those things. So you step in and feel what it's like to be that person or that entity or that fictional character. And you're getting bigger and lighter, just like the photo. And your problem and emotion is getting smaller and smaller. So being inside of that body, you look around and you're not seeing those problems anymore because that's at your feet. It's so small that you have to squint to be able to see where they went. That emotion that you had, they're so small. It's out of your body. It's at your feet that you can't even see much of it. And if you want, you can step on it and crush it, or maybe because it doesn't bother you anymore because you know you're much bigger, you can just pick it up and thank them for all the gift that has brought in, all the challenges that might have been a gift for you. And even if you don't know what the gift is, but knowing that you actually survived it, and knowing that you are able to survive whatever problem or whatever emotion you are experiencing. So maybe you can pick it up in your hand. And after you send gratitude to whatever that is that's in your hand, you can just and blow it and say goodbye and just fly away. And it's flying away and you don't see it anymore. It becomes part of the light. So if you still feel like it's around you, maybe you can blow it again and say, thank you. Thank you for everything that you have taught me. Thank you for all the experiences you have given me. I've learned my lesson and I'm ready to let you go. And you can just blow it off. You are bigger than any problem that you may face in your life. You're the only one who can turn the problem that happened to you into a gift. Fear is the safety net for your life. So we don't do stupid stuff and die. Our instinct is protecting us, but our instinct is not always helping us live a happy life. So you can release the fear You can release the sadness and live a happy life and just be smart about it. So now you're getting bigger and bigger and lighter and lighter. And you're feeling the light. So whoever you're in, the entity that you're in, you're one with that entity. And you feel the power. You feel the courage. You feel the lightness. You feel the love. You feel the compassion. And where did that go? Where's all that emotion? Where's all that problem? You don't see them anymore. Do you? Can you look around and see if you see them anymore? Are they far and far away? It's not part of you anymore. You digged it out and then you either crushed it or maybe blew it off and it's no longer there. So now, whether it's completely gone or partially gone, can we start to count the gifts of 2020? Maybe you spend more time with people you live with. Or maybe you spend more time with people on Zoom that you never had time before. Maybe you have more bond with people that you love. Maybe you're able to reset yourself. Maybe you picked up a new hobby, like new language. Or what was that? Banana bread. Or a guitar, right? What were the gifts that you received in 2020? Can you feel and count all the gifts while you're in your role model's body? And feel the blessing. Maybe you made new friends. Maybe you made more friends online. Maybe you made friends that you never thought you would be able to because they live on the other side of the world. But now everyone's Zooming, you're able to get to know them. So, what were your gifts? And now maybe you can gather the emotion that you feel from receiving those gifts. It could be appreciation. It could be love. It could be compassion. So gather all those emotions and focus on that. Maybe you learn to be more playful because there's not much entertainment that you can expect from outside. So you need it to be the movie, you need it to be the theater, you need it to be the live show. So maybe you became more playful. Maybe you started to appreciate more for everything you have taken granted for. Maybe you can gather that feeling. So I want you to bring your hands over to your heart. Bring both your hands over to your heart and really intensify those feelings. And you can add whatever other feelings that you want to experience. So it doesn't just have to be love, compassion, playfulness. Any other emotion that you want to experience, I want you to bring it over to your heart and intensify that feeling. And let's send gratitude over, if it's appropriate for you, to 2020, so that 2020 can support you for 2021. Whatever happened in 2020 that you've learned, that will be able to help you live an amazing life in 2021. So just be quiet for a minute or so you can send your own gratitude. You can bring in whatever feeling that you want to bring in. And now, knowing that you can always send gratitude anytime you wish, let's have you take a nice deep breath in to wrap up this meditation. And breathing out. And knowing that you can always come back to this place where you get to be in this entity or your role model. If you ever need extra courage, that you can always step in to this entity or the role model or Superman or whatever it is. So breathing in one more time and breathing out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. Okay, good. I'm seeing a smile on your face. Very good. Okay, did you guys have fun? Did you crush it? Did you blow it off? Were you a superwoman or what were you? I want to know who your role models were. Can you put it in the chat? Who that might have been? Oh, good. I'm seeing the hearts. Okay, good, good. Yeah, and the reason oh, let's see. Oh, Ganesh. Yes, yes, that's a good one. Oh, and you know what? If you see someone else's role model that you feel like you want to copy, next time you use a meditation, you could use that. Okay, someone said, okay. Oh, my awesome husband. Okay, you got a great husband. Oh, okay. And your friend, your grandma. Oh, Gilda. And your kung fu stew. Cute. Okay. And yes. And Joanna. Awesome. So like I said, this will be on I'll send all of you email where my YouTube channel is. So that way, if you experience some other emotions that you want to release, you could come back to this. And also, you know, we had a whole year of very interesting year, right? So maybe just doing 15 minutes meditation once and releasing everything may not be realistic. So that's why I am letting you know this will be available for you to use on my YouTube channel anytime you need it. And if things started to come up, maybe because we're opening up right now, then please welcome that, right? If the dust bunny started to come out, then you could be like, yay, okay, now I can clean, right? If it stays behind the couch, if it's stuck over there, you gotta go over there and scrape it out. If you started to get it, then you can actually clean it up much easier. So if you started to feel emotional, maybe after this or tomorrow, welcome that. So that way you can clean it up. Does that make sense? Are you guys up for that? Okay, good. And if you want to go deeper and release more, I am available for a private session as well. But I think using the YouTube video to be able to release on your own will do wonders too. So my recommendation for you is tomorrow is the last day of the year. So you can set your intention to clear away anything that's not serving you anymore. And just setting that intention, the universe can help you clear it out. And sometimes it could be like the last flare up of pimples, right? Like when we're a teenager and if you had those acne problem, right? Like right before when it's completely gone, it kind of went wah. And then you're like, oh my God, why is this? But then after that, it never came back. So you may feel a wave of emotion. Know that it could be the last flare up of the pimple and you don't have to deal with them after that. So, does anyone have anything to say in this moment? Any question? And I'll have some time after the recording is over where you can speak freely too. Okay, so if you don't have anything to say, then what I would like to do is send you a spiritual blessing. It's called Reiju. And this is, like I said, it's not associated with any religion. So you could practice any religion and you can receive them. All you need to do is be ready to receive whatever you're ready for you. So this is no invasive. It will only be to the degree that you're ready to receive. Are you guys all ready to receive? Raise you? Yes? Okay. So normally in a classroom, it will be done one person at a time. But since we have 16, 17, wait, 15 people, that it will be done as a group Reiju. So I'm just going to play a music while I'll send it to all of you. And all you need to do is close your eyes and be open to receive whatever you need in this moment. So I'm just gonna prepare my music. So hold on one second. Okay. And hold on one second. I'm gonna share the music and I'm gonna ask you how is the volume of the music. So okay, is it too loud? If it's too loud, can you go like this? If it's want it down or should I go down? No, is it good? Okay, so are we good? Okay, you're good. Okay. Okay. So close your eyes. And we just did a very nice meditation. So now it's a time for you to be able to relax. Just receive whatever is ready. Just take a nice breath in and out. and enjoy your ratio. I'll let you know when it's done. Please tune into your body and maybe feel the vibration of the energy that you just received. And take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And open your eyes. Welcome back. So what I would like you to do is just take, I would say, 2 minutes to journal your experience. The experience of releasing or receiving Reiju. So I'll time 2 minutes and maybe I will play another song while you're doing that. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to start wrapping it up. You can go back to journaling after the event if you like, if you're not done yet. Turn off the music. Okay, so here are some of my recommendations for you. You've taken some journey tonight. The thing that I would ask you to do tonight is to drink a lot of water because you're releasing right now. And if you can, take a bath, or I think most of you are in Eastern Standard Time or maybe 1 or 2 hours behind us. So I'm assuming it's evening time. So if you are eating, then please eat something that's nurturing for you. Please do something that's really nurturing for you. And keep the intention of releasing whatever is not serving you anymore. And if you do have time, tomorrow, the last day of the year. So in Japan, where I'm from, the last day of the year is when everyone turns the entire house inside out to clean and refresh before welcoming the new year. So you don't need to do a whole shebang, but maybe you can do something to clear out something from your home. So it could be that, you cleared out some of the dust bunnies from your emotions, right, tonight? So maybe you could just go vacuum some places that you haven't been. Or if you're someone who uses like burning a sage or something like that, if you're someone who does that kind of stuff, burn the sage, or like I always do essential oil. This is my diffuser, so you can do like diffusing the sage and eucalyptus oil. And if you're looking for a high quality essential oil, I carry them too, so just shoot me an email. Or like today I was walking and I found this. It's eucalyptus, the real eucalyptus. So I don't know if that's like the seasonal thing that's in everyone's neighborhood, but if you're in Jackson Heights, you just have to go to 82nd and 37th Avenue, and there's a guy, Roberto, who sells this for $5. And he's a really nice guy. So eucalyptus purifies the air. So like, and you don't have to have anything special. You could just have the intention that the energy of your home will be cleared. But it's also good to have something tangible too. So if anything, just open up the window, open up the door, and let the old air out. So something, it could be small or big. I'm planning on spending half a day clearing out my home and wiping down all the stuff. But you don't need to go that far. You could just have an intention that everything is gonna be cleared, or just open the window. But I recommend that you spend some time tomorrow cleansing your physical home, as well as keeping the intention that you're still clearing out whatever you have in your emotion. So and now that you release the past, what is the emotion, one emotion that you would like to carry into 2021? Can you think of one emotion? So it could be joy, it could be love, it could be connection. So I want you to write it down on your journal and put it on the chat for me, please. So what is the theme for you? If you had to pick one emotion, what would be that? So if you can share that with me, that would be awesome, with me and the rest of the group. Love, awesome. Hope, oh, awesome. Vitality, yes. Great. Happiness, yes. Great. And you can steal from each other if you like someone else's. Playfulness. Yes, I know. Playfulness. Somehow playfulness seems to keep coming up for me. I'm a very serious person if you haven't noticed it yet. And somehow I keep getting the message that I want to be playful next year. So next year on January 3rd, I have another free event. So today was about releasing, and the one on January 3rd is about let's fun creating your vision for 2021. So if you want to have more fun, please come join me. And then also, so that's at 1 p.m. And at 3, I'll be doing release and declutter your past and set yourself up for Spark Joy 2021. So I'm also a Marie Kondo or KonMari organizing consultant. So I'm doing another free event to be able to physically declutter your space. So let's see what else we got here. Okay. Oh, connections. Yes. Joy. Yes. Peace. Yes. Peace and joy. Yes. So let's focus on those emotions. So this will be the end. I want you to just focus on those emotions that you just came up with. Calm. Yes. So for me, it's playfulness. So can you just gather that feeling that's inside of you, that's already within you, and be present to that emotion as you will be leaving this event. And don't leave yet. Okay. So I hope this event has helped me, of course, but helped you release some of the emotion that you might have been holding on to. Oh, thank you. And that you're able to really feel the gift from 2020 and carry on all these amazing emotions that you just typed in or came up with for the new year coming up. So I hope I get to see you on January 3rd. And thank you for those of you who's watching the recording. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording now. And after I'm done with the recording, feel free to come off mute and say whatever you want to say.